Guys, so I have two examples to go for these ones. So the first one says the table shows the number of heads in tossing 4 coins and getting heads. Create a probability distribution. Okay, and here is our distribution. So the number of heads 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the frequency. So give a quick pause to write it down. Okay. All right. So hopefully you pause the video, right? That's the reason why I say pause. Just making sure. A little off topic, but okay. So now we want to create a probability distribution, right? So basically, just like we did in the last one. So we have to create a relative frequency. So first off, right, you're just going to write a new probability distribution. So it's going to look like this. Well, this is x, and this is p of x. So x is the getting heads, right? So we get 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 respectively, right, when it comes to it. Now we got to find the probability. So remember, let's find the relative frequency. So first thing is we have to add up all the numbers together. So 30 plus 40 plus 35 plus 19 plus 10 should give us a grand total of 134. So now what we do is divide every number by 134. So 134. So 0.224. 40 divided by 134 is 0.299. 35 divided by 134, 0.261. 19 divided by 134 should give you 0.142. And then finally, 10 divided by 134 should give you 0.075. Okay. And that's it. That is your answer. Just like that. That's all they wanted you to do, right? Create a probability distribution. Okay. So right off that, let's just try some examples out. So let's suppose we want the probability of x equaling, let's say, 3. Little practice. So therefore, right, if x equals 2, what's the probability? So I get 3 heads. Therefore, that's going to be 0.142, right? That's the probability of 3. So this equals to 0.142. Okay. All right, let's do a couple more. So what if I say now the probability of x is at least 1? Give you a quick second to pause it and try this one out. Pause. Okay, so at least, remember we talked about that, right? It's on page 75 if you want to go back for it. So this is saying that x is greater than or equal to 1, right? X is greater or equal to 1. That's what we're looking for. That's what the at least 1 means. So 1 or more, right? So we've got to add all of these up here. Okay, all of them up. So what happens if we add all of those up? So let's find out. So hopefully you guys get 0.776 as your answer. Okay, 0.776. Okay, let's try one more and then we'll go to the other example. Okay, so C. So C says, what is, I got to do it right. Let's say the probability of x is at most 2. So this is the opposite, right? Again, on page 75 says at most means x is less than or equal to 2, right? It's the at most property, so it's the opposite. So 2 or less. So here's 2 or less, so it's 2, 1, and also 0. Don't forget about 0. So it's essentially these 3 numbers here right now because they want 2 or less. So this one, and that one. So adding those 3 numbers together, what do we get? So you get 0.784. That's what I got. And there's your answer. Right, so that is our first example of a probability distribution, right? So given a frequency, how to create it, and just answering the questions like we did on the example itself. Okay. So here is the second one. So what if they're not give you a frequency distribution? We have to actually create it. So here's our question. So in a class of 100 students, 80 students passed all 3 courses, 10 failed 1, 7 failed 2, and 3 failed 3. find the probability distribution for the number of students that passed. All right, so again, I'll give you guys a quick pause to just write down the question. Pause. All right, so we want to actually construct this. So basically, it's kind of like question one with not all of the information given to you, right? So X is, or the variable is the number of students that pass the classes, right? That's what we're looking for. It's our X variable itself. So let's just firstly write what that means. So we have how many passing? So I can have total from the question, right? So it says 80 passed all 3 courses, so 3 of them. So if I passed all, so see, passed courses. So if he passed all 3, 80 students did that, right? Okay. If 10 failed 1, so we have a 1. So 10 failed 1. Okay. 7 failed 2, so there's 2, 7 failed. And then lastly, it says 3 failed 3. So passing, so 0 passed with 3 of them, right? So that's a little tricky when it comes to 3 failed, right? So that means this person failed all 3, so you got 0 courses passed, correct? So you can pass 0, 1, 2, or 3. And based off the information, that's how we construct our frequency distribution. Okay. Now from there, we do the exact same thing as we did in the other one. Now we construct a probability distribution. So this is now an X, this is now a P. This is 0, 1, 2, and 3. And we now do the same thing. So add them all up, should give you 100, right? And divide everyone by 100. So this should give you, I think, 0.03. Let me double check though. Yeah. So 0.03, 0.10, 0.07, and then 0.80, respectively. Okay. And there you go. Right? There is your probability distribution. Okay. And again, from here, I can ask you a lot of questions, right? So again, just do quickly a couple of these. So let's say the probability of X is, I don't know, greater or equal to 2. Right? So X is greater or equal to 2, so that means 2 or more, right? So this is saying the probability of 2 plus the probability of 3, right? So this one and this one, which is going to be these two together. So 0.07 plus 0.8 gives you 0.87, right, altogether. And we'll just do one more. So B, let's say the probability of X being less than 2. It's a little tricky one. So probably X is less than 2. So what are the numbers less than 2? Well, that is 1 and 0, right? Not including 2 because it's less than. So that means we're going to add in these two up because that's 1 and 0 itself. So it's these two only. So probability of 1 is 0.10. Probability of 0 is 0.03. So grand total of 0.13 is your answer. It's a little trick question because it's less than, right? And same thing applies if it's greater, right, when it comes to it. But let's just try one. You got a little bit of time. It's only been 8 minutes. So let's try the probability of X being greater than 1. Okay. So I want everything greater than 1. So what's greater than 1? Well, 2 and 3. So notice I don't go any further because X can't be higher than 3, right? So I have to stop there. I can't do 4 and 5 because there's no other 4 and 5 in our probability distribution. So now we go, well, what's probability of 2? 0.07. What's probability of 3? 0.8, right? So notice we actually already had these answered before. These two are the same question, right? Just two different ways of asking it when it comes to it. Okay. All right, so that's it. That is 5.1 right there. Hopefully it's not too bad. I don't think it's a pretty difficult section. Right? It's basically chapter 1 or chapter 2, right? Make a frequency distribution, a relative frequency distribution. That's question 1 in your exam. And then from there, just answer questions based off this data. It's just all looking at that portion. So that's it. That is all of 5.1 itself. Okay? In this video, since I have you guys, I'm going to be posting the homework questions on a separate video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the book and then I'm just going to put it up to the webcam, take a couple seconds, and just move it page by page so you have all the portions, because I know some people like to send, take pictures off my book, or you guys can, do that. So I will do that for you guys. So when it comes to it, okay. I'm not going to scan it because it'll just take too long to scan, but it's probably faster if I just pop it up on the webcam and just go page by page, and then you can just, stop the video, do the homework, stop the video. It makes easier, life a little easier, that portion as well. Okay. So again, I'll be doing that for the next homework set, which is, I already have it on Canvas if you guys want. I think it's 4.4 to 5.1 and 5.2, but I'm not sure yet when it comes to it. Okay, so that's it. This is it for today, this Tuesday. So hopefully not too bad. It's pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, we can't be in class. We would have a little fun doing these probability distributions and give you some random questions when it comes to it. But hopefully um, these lectures aren't too bad. Again, give me some feedback if you guys want to. Hopefully you guys like this. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. It looks like it's clearer on actual paper than the white paper we did for the lecture. This is a little clearer, things like that. So on that, that's on Tuesday.